My name is Nix Marikuma, and I am the owner of Marikuma Healing, where we heal our mind, body, soul, and heart. All right, so welcome. If you guys are new and this video has just popped up on your thing, right? Firstly, when I say heal our mind, body, soul, and heart, I mean we talk about how to handle our mental health, how to express our emotions in a healthy way, how to respect how we feel and have compassion for ourselves and others, how to listen to our body, how to rest when we need resting, working when we need working, how to work our body in a healthy and, more regular way instead of pushing ourselves past our breaking points and losing our minds due to stress. And for spiritual healing and growth, right? Balancing our shadow with our light, learning and understanding that peace of mind every time, no matter what it may be, peace of mind. Okay. Another thing that we do is I do a bunch of videos about how to heal from trauma and abuse, how to handle toxic relationships, how to build yourself back up, and how to build that confidence in, right? Because when you get out of a bad relationship, you're not the same person that got in there. Okay. When you got into the relationship, you had hope. You're a very different person. Then when you got out of it, you're not the person that you used to be. A lot of your personality, a lot of your characteristics and what got changed in the experience, right? It's a hard thing to get out of. Not only do we talk about toxic relationships and healing from them, we talk about mental, emotional, and physical disabilities, how to navigate that. And I also talk a great deal about glaucoma, which I suffer from personally. It is an eye disease that affects your optic nerve and vision. I tell you guys how to navigate it, the treatments, how the surgeries work, and where to get how to get social security disability, to go get more information, how to get guard dogs. Like I say guard dogs, I mean guide dogs, right? And emotional support animals, how that works, how to have it, as well as much, much more. We talk about depression, anxiety, and other types of disabilities. I do card readings, so much like you would see people read tarot, right? I use playing cards because playing cards is what I have on hand. I read personalities through palms. That's right, I'm a hand reader. Your palms tell me about your personality, characters, and things of that nature. Will we have more diverse types of palm readings in the future? Absolutely. Right now, what I do have on hand is how to read personalities. So, you know, anywho, other than palm readings and card readings, I offer counseling and advice. I am not a certified counselor, but I've counseled quite a few people while my business has been running for almost 2 years. We are celebrating this mild, leap because, again, hopefully more years to come. If you have MTN, mobile money, or Airtel, it is 25K Uganda shillings to have a 2026 year reading, as well as any year reading you would like. Okay, so if you don't want to hear about 2026, but maybe 2027, or understand why 2023 was the way that it was, or understand this year, right? Like, why was this year so far the way that it was for me? Past, present, or future year reading. Up until January 9th of 2026, you can get it for either 25K Uganda shillings or 20 USDs through PayPal and Zelle. Because I have Airtel, PayPal, and Zelle, these are my forms of payment. I don't have Cash App or Venmo. I have tried. They will not allow me to have it because of, again, sometimes I'm in the States, sometimes I'm in Uganda. And when I'm in Uganda, I don't have access to certain pay apps, okay? So, yeah, that's what we have. We're celebrating 2 years of Marikuma Healing and 1 year this year on December 20th of YouTube. Now, without further ado, we are now doing part 2 of Gemini's 2026 year reading. If you have not watched part 1 for Gemini, go do that now, okay? Because part 1 talks about the cards that were pulled out. It talks about the theme for this year, why it's been the way that it has been for some of you Gemini, whether you have it in your birth chart, whether you're born underneath the sign, maybe you're dating a Gemini or you know a Gemini and you kind of want to see what's going on for them, or you have a Gemini spirit, right? Your whole personality and your aura just screams Gemini. Cool beans and awesome sauce. Hopefully, this reading gives y'all clarity. Again, since it's a general, it may not resonate 100%, but hopefully, it resonates some. Okay? Now, part one, before we get to part two, talked about the theme of 2025. Also, for 2026, your career, finance, love life, family, friends, and spiritual outlooks. So, if you guys haven't seen that yet, go do that first before coming over here, okay? All right, now we are going to be talking about January through December of 2026, as well as problems, solutions, and the theme. All right, so January, February, March, Gemini is all about attention to detail, focus, and practice, time, energy, and effort. In other words, you got to use your time, energy, and effort wisely. So, yeah, why is that, right? Why is this the theme for January, February, and March? Resentment, okay, not resentment, but untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. I feel like if that's the energy you guys are bringing for the first 3 months, you are seeing who's your real people and who are fake, okay? Because I feel like, and this goes not only for the Geminis, this goes for like all the signs I've read so far. You guys, all of us, okay, Gemini specifically, you're going to be cutting out people in your life. If they're untruthful, if they cannot be trusted, if they are robbing your time, energy, effort, and money and things, right? And they're lying about it. They're acting like they're not doing it, but you know something's not right. The math is not mathing. The calculating is not calculating. Something's weird, right? It's sus. Be able to walk away from them and cut them out. 2026 should not be about dealing with fake people because you know them for a long time, or they're your family, or they're your friend, or they're your partner. Like at the end of the day, right? And I think 2025 really showed me this. This year has taught me relationships, relationship dynamics, and what a real thing is, like what a real healthy relationship is and what's a fake relationship, and the fact that not everything is black and white, okay, and how complex it can be when you have to deal with toxic people who are going through their own shit, and you kind of have to be there with them, right? I'm trying not to like go over there and like spread my business out there for the world to see, but I'm also trying to use myself as an example. Like you guys, for the first 3 months, you're really gonna be seeing who is there for you, who is legit, okay, who is authentic, and who is not authentic. And when you kick the authentic people, right? Like when you keep real people with you and you kick out the fugazi, sus people out of your life, they are going to hit you with this. You used to be nice. I miss the old you. They don't think that you were nice. You were easy to take advantage of. You're not doing that anymore, Gemini. We're not doing it. Like tough cookies, hard milk, man. The past me died. Sorry that you missed the funeral, but RIP to past me. Right now, the person that I am at this moment is not going to tolerate your bullshit. So, what's going to help you guys? Okay. Moving on and getting into a better place mentally. This is really going to help you guys get the blessings that you need, okay? Now, understand the theme for you for 2026 is all about victory and achievements. That's what this year is going to be giving you. That's what it's going to be showing you. That's the direction it's pushing you to. In order to get victory and achievements, you got to get rid of a few people out of your life. That means that you have to be able to let go. Is it going to be easy? No. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have days that it's nice to not have to deal with them anymore, but it sucks because you didn't want that, right? Nobody wants to go over there and kick other people out of their lives and do their own things because at the end of the day, there are people in my life that I kicked out that I wish would work. I wish that you were not a flugazy, shady, lying piece of shit. I wish you were different. But at the end of the day, you did your choice. You made your decision. Now you have to sleep in the bed that you made. Understandably, none of us are perfect, all right? I'm never going to come onto these lives and be like, I am God. I'm not perfect. There's choices I made in my life I have to live with. But that also means you can't go over there. Like, here's the thing, I live with my decisions and choices. I did what I did, okay? But I'm not wasting my time with people who are not healthy to be around. I'm too old. You get to a point where you get so sick and tired of trying to kill yourself to make everybody happy, to sacrifice your mental health, right? To sacrifice your emotional health and your physical health, to make everybody else happy and not take care of your needs. Mental health, I'm really happy you guys are going to be focusing on that for January, February, and March. I want you to also understand, all right? Because we're going to pull out the third card. I'm going to get into details of it. I cannot stress this enough. Your health is all connected. Okay, when my mental health isn't good and I'm feeling like I have a bad mental day, right? Because we all have them. My mental days can get so bad where it really messes with how I feel because what you think is what you can feel, and what you feel and think attacks onto the body, okay? So if I'm not feeling like I'm great, I'm overwhelmed, exhausted, the stress is in my emotions and in my mind. My body's taking up all that, trying to store up the tension. It's causing pain and aches and sores. My body's not well, my mind is not good, my emotions are overwhelmed, and my spirit is exhausted. All of these connect to each other. So when you're feeling good and you're in a positive mindset, you're in a positive mood. And when your body and your mind and your heart are in positive things, you vibrate a lot higher, a lot more energetic, a lot more brighter, right? You also have to understand that some people are blocking your blessings. Gemini, I'm telling you this, when you go into there and you start learning to kick people out of your life, the people who are not healthy. My sister got me into this little tongue click thing. I swear to you guys, I do that tongue click thing all the freaking time. I go there, well, you know what? Anyways, enough of the silliness. Let's get to the business, right? Yes, you have the right to kick people out of your life. I'm trying to find a way to say it without, like, you don't have to kill everybody, right? Like, you don't have to take out everybody that you know, throw them far away, and start again. Keep the people who are there for you. Keep the ones that have been there for the good, the bad, and the ugly, who have lifted you up, who are there for you. Not for your money, not for your materialistic things, not for what you can give them, but for who you are. Because at the end of the day, baby, we're not bringing our monies and our Maseratis and our big cars to heaven or wherever we go when the time comes. You know what I mean? We came in this world with nothing. We are going to leave with nothing. Nothing is owned to us. So I'd rather be with people that see me as I am and accept me for who I am than having to be a bunch of fake people who are only using me because of status or because of money or because of what I can do for them and who I am as an individual. Be comfortable with that. Understand that there are going to be some people you got to get rid of. And once you get rid of them, you're going to see things come a lot more easier to you because they have been blocking you from your blessings. They have been wishing you not to succeed. They have been going over there being fake. Kick them out and see how good your life gonna be, girl. I'm telling you. Is it easy? No, it is not. But sometimes it's something that has to be done. My car slid by the door, guys. So, my car slid by the door. I had to make sure it didn't slide under it. All right, yeah. Like I said before, man, kick people who are stressing you. Kick out the untruthful, the liars, the deceivers, the ones that rob you of money, time, energy, and effort, right? You're doing all the work, but they're not really giving anything, or you're not really comfortable to be around them because something feels off, right? A lot of times, like, here's the thing, intuition is not a woman's thing. As some people will tell you that bullshit that, oh, only women have intuition. No, men, women, and people, my queens, kings, and royals in betweens, all of you babies have intuition. Listen to what your instincts are telling you, because if your spirit is not right with something, right? Your spirit is not comfortable with something. A lot of times there's a reason behind that. Your higher self is like, this right here, this is fugazi. This something whack about it. It ain't right, right? Work on your mental health. Make sure that you're with people that give you peace of mind, that treat you well, that love you. Be able to move on and let go of the past and work on the present. The past, again, is to teach you. Okay? We're linear creatures. We live in past, present, and future continually. All right? It helps us pass time. So when we are stuck in the past, we are scared to let go of something. Your past teaches you its lessons, okay? Through the lessons of my past, I learned how to be a lot more better in the present. I learned from my present that I can build what I want right now and make it into the future. The future is whatever you make it right now, okay? Learn from the experience, move on in the present, and build for the future. A lot of people trying to hold on to things. You want new things, but you don't want to let go of the old things to make room. Baby, you got to let go of the old stuff that are no longer, suitable. They're no longer worth having, and move on to something new. Let go of deceitful, shady people. Stick with people that bring you happiness, peace of mind, that are genuine, authentic, and kind. Stick with situations that make sense. Don't be doing these situationships. Don't do it. And if it brings you nightmare, worry, problem, and guilt, don't worry. Like, here's the thing, you have the right to be stressed at times. You don't have the right to go over there and sit with it. If you need help, if it is overwhelming and too much, you have a support team. Go to the people, go to your friends that you know will love you and be there for you. Go to your genuine, people that lift you up and all that. You don't have to go around and try to be something else. Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be like this. That's what it is. But yeah. So for January, February, March, just to summarize, you are focusing on your time, energy, and effort. Where you're putting it, making sure you're not going over there feeding and people who are not worth your time, who make you do all the work, who do not help you and give you peace of mind. We are focusing on our mental health for January, February, and March, letting go of the past, looking towards the future, being in the present. And whatever is causing us nightmare, worry, problem, and guilt, which I forgot to say is the same thing for your spiritual outlook, you are going to learn how to handle your stress and worry a lot better. Okay. What the fuck? That's so weird. All right. April, May, and June, baby. April, May, and June is all about stinginess and possessiveness. We are going to be very stingy and possessive of who we spend our time with, who gets to interact with us, who gets to be in our circle, and who gets cast aside. We are going to be we're going to be controlling and possessive about our money. We are saving and stacking our dough. Okay? We're making sure that whatever money that we do get, we're able to. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I think I can do this way. I'm always having to move and fucking fiddle, so I apologize. Okay. So, like I was saying, right? You're going to be very stingy about who you spend your time with. Not everybody's going to get access to you. You're going to be working on saving your money, stacking up that dough, working on putting money aside, right? And building your savings. Also going to be very picky about our materialistic things. And the only thing that I really warn about stingy and possessiveness, Gemini, is don't be with people who are controlling. Don't be with people that are controlling, and don't be the controller. You don't have to have everything your way. I said this with I said this with Virgo. Gemini, you're not really like that way. Sometimes people are very controlling. They're kind of like, if I can't have you, no one can. You do as I say. I own you. You're mine. That's red flags. Yeah, some people think it's real cute that, oh my goodness, they think that I'm this. They just love me so much. They're so protective. Understand the difference between protective and controlling. Because I know somebody who was married, right? And they went over there and they tracked their phone. They got it to where, like this. Okay, this is how they said it. Let me be able to have your phone location. So that way, if your phone gets stolen or you're lost or you need help, I can be able to help you, right? Okay. You can do the same with them. Then they got a car. Okay. And the car has GPS in it and also is able to shut down. So that way, if somebody steals the car, right, you can shut the car down and they can't leave. They can come where the police is, right? It has a reason. It's a logical reason, right? If something happens to your phone, at least I know where you're at. You're safe. I'm good. I can help you. If the car gets stolen, we can be able to shut off the ignition and it will stop running, and we know where it is, so we know the location and everything, right? It's a logical explanation. Here's how they used it. They controlled everything. They analyzed the work, they analyzed the thing, they were very micro organized. You're like, oh well, you know what, if you're not coming, if you go to work at this time and it takes only 30 minutes to come over here plus the traffic, then you should be here at this time. Why aren't you here at this time? Why aren't you going over there? When are you coming back? Why aren't you listening to me? You know what, I don't appreciate it when you're doing this. I don't like the way that you look. I don't like the way that you're cooking. Oh, you think that this is good. You don't spend enough time with me. Oh, no. You're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing this. You don't even have proof, and they're just out there like controlling. They control the way that they ate. They control their phone. They control the car. They control the time. They control the friends. And it all started off as something small. Something very small. I'm not saying that if somebody comes to you, Gemini, and they say, hey, man, let's have each other's locations. I want to make sure you're safe. It doesn't mean that they're all going to be like that. But controlling people is a red flag. I don't care if it's a woman doing it, if it's a man doing it, if it's a person doing it. Nobody deserves to be controlled. Now, there is, like, we help each other out. I have concerns, right? So, like, if I was with somebody, I'm dating, right? I'm like, look, just let me know that you made it safely here and you made it safely there. That way, if something happens, I know where to get you. I know where I can help. I'm not going to try to dictate your thing. You're going out with the guys, you're going out with the ladies, whatever. Whatever. Okay? Honestly, I don't know who I'll get at the end of the day without putting my ass out there. But I'm just saying that, like, if I had a partner or a friend or whatever, and they're going out, just let me know that you made it safe. Let me know the place that you're at. So that way I'd be like, okay, well, they're here. If anything happens, I know where to go. Okay. I can be your backup or whatever. You're fine. Enjoy yourself. Come back. Be safe. At some point, you got to trust the other person. Relationship is trust. And though it is easy to break, it is hard to fix. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you're dealing with a controlling person, okay? Because we're talking about April, May, and June. All right? Stinginess and possessiveness, control and greed. People can be very greedy about you. People can feel like they have to control and own you. No person, no woman, no man, no person needs to be controlled by another person. I've been in those relationships, guys. Been there, done that. It's not for me. I can't do it. It cannot be me. Listen, if you have to have every analyzing my thing, maybe you should just work on controlling yourself. Because at this point, that's just ugly to me. All right? Also, you may be a little bit possessive about your things. Like, I'm possessive about my cards. I don't like people touching my cards. If you want something, ask. Ask. I'm the kind of person that if I have it, more often than not, I'll give it to you. Okay, so if you want a chocolate bar and I have one, I'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. Here's some chocolate. Oh, can I borrow your cards? I want to play a game. Yeah, sure. Just make sure you bring all my cards back, okay? Because I use them for readings and things. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Y'all are definitely going to be controlling about your things, but also we're going after new stuff. We're getting ourselves right. And again, I really advise you guys to go and watch the first part because spiritual growth, achieving goals and rest from action, emotions and empathy, and new opportunities popped up a lot on the first part. Now, the reason why we're being very stingy and possessive is due to hard work and reliability. We are making sure that whatever we do for ourselves, it works for us and it's something we can depend on. All right. If I'm doing something, one, there's a reason. Two, it's beneficial. Three, it's good to go. Right. So I'm doing these videos. If I put hard work and reliability, right? I'm constant and I try to keep my stuff up to date. I can have a lot of good things coming my way. But if I'm, how do you say, inconsistent, I'm not doing it all the time. It's not happening every day. I'm gone for months on end. And there's times where I do disappear for like a month. Again, I'm dealing with like personal stuff at the moment, so I'm not going to always be on. But yeah, hard work and reliability will help you go a long way, is what I'm trying to say. Right, summer it. We are going to get into spiritual growth and satisfaction in a moment. Yeah. So, with hard work and reliability, this is going to help us with our stinginess and possessiveness. We are going to make sure that whatever we do works for us. And people, like, here's the thing, I'm going to be hardworking and reliable to others, and others are going to be hardworking and reliable to me. If I'm stuck in a situation where I'm doing all the work, that has to change. I'm going to be very picky on who I spend my time with and who I give myself to because not everybody deserves your access. This goes for everybody. Not everybody deserves your energy because some people are just energy vampires. They suck you dry, they leave you empty, and then they cry for more because instead of them working on themselves, they expect you to go over there and do everything for them. Listen, I can only do so much, baby. I can only do so much. If you're not going to go over there and put in the work, what are we doing? Because I'm not going to go over there and lift somebody up who's not going to be able to do the work themselves. Like, I can help you and I can understand on certain things that, hey, you can't do it right now. You need me. But I'm not going to pull in a whole relationship and be in a relationship with somebody just sitting there doing nothing, whether it is partnership, whether it's friendship, whether it's familyship, whatever it may be, right? Because at that point, I might as well just be in a relationship with myself. Because at least I got me, right? Like, I know where I stand with myself instead of just having a dead body over there, not doing anything, and expecting me to do everything. Girl, please, ain't nobody got time for that. Now, we're going to get into spiritual growth because that's what's going to help you with your hard work and reliability, satisfaction, and spiritual growth. We are talking about our light, our three selves and our shadow. When you are doing spiritual growth, you have to do shadow work. Shadow work is important. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh, you don't have to go there. You just have to embrace the positive stuff." Listen, that's real cute, but in order to get the rainbows and the unicorns and the happy fluffy marshmallows, you got to go through the rain. You got to go through the storm, and you got to look at yourself in a serious matter. Okay? I'm a short lady, guys. Whoops. Anyways, y'all can see me, right? Hello, world. Your lower self is right here where your pelvis is, okay? This hides in your lower self. This is your inner child, your primal instincts, and things of that nature, right? Your shadow self holds in your insecurities, your angers, the things you're not comfortable with, the things that you may need help to face, but you are too scared to face them. So you bury them deep down in here, okay? Think of this part of you as your child, okay? The inner kid, like your childlike self is there, okay? Alongside your shadow self. Now, your middle self. I want you to think of your middle self as the 19 to 25, 26 year old. That's where this is, okay? Lower self, middle self, right there. Kind of around this area. This ties into your passions, this ties into your goals, this ties into more of like a mature aspect, okay? Now, your higher self, a lot of people think is up here. No, this is your crown chakra, baby. That's a different thing. Kind of has the same thing, but not the same. Your higher self is just above your forehead, right here. This part of you is your divine self, your higher self, the spiritually connected version of you, okay? This part of you is your elder, okay? They see way ahead. They see people, situations, and things, what it can turn into, what it's going to become. They have more of like an intuitive state, okay? Now, how do all these sides coexist, and what do they have to do with shadow work? While we're doing shadow work, we are dealing with the things we buried deep down here. We are learning to balance ourselves with our lower, middle, and higher self. And also understand that just because you have these three selves, yes, your shadow self is your version of you, the insecure, okay? The more, the side of you that you don't like. All right, we all have our insecurities. God knows I have mine. And your shadow self is not an evil person. It's not a dark entity. It's not someone that's going to throw you to hell and give you damnation. It is a part of you that you have neglected, avoided, and have not dealt with. And they're telling you, right? Your shadow's like, yo, bro, we have some issues we need to deal with, all right? Why aren't we encouraging ourselves? Why are you killing yourself working? Why are you not adapting to this? Why haven't we faced that yet? I've been holding all these issues in, and I just think that we need to sit down and talk about it. What it comes out as, right? How we see our shadow self is this person, this thing, this version of us that doesn't want us to succeed and wants us to drown. No, they're angry and they're scared. They're upset. When you're facing that version of yourself, you meet that version of yourself with love, with compassion, and with understanding. That is your light. Your light heals and loves and admires the shadow. The shadow loves and protects and strengthens the light. You cannot have either one without each other. You cannot have shadow without light and light without shadow. They need one another. And when you form those energies of yourself, right, the versions of yourself, because there's many versions. Some people gonna be like, there's only one version of me, and this is it. I am who I am, and I don't need this. Okay. Have you ever heard of the word ego? Maybe that's something you should work on. There's nothing wrong with having confidence in yourself. But like, your ego and your emotions, your light and your dark. We are all duality within ourselves, and we also bring duality and balance to other people as well as to us. So once you balance yourself, you're good and you're bad, you're ugly and you're disordered. You'll be able to love yourself fully. I didn't get to love myself fully until I learned all my insecurities. Like, why am I angry all the time? Where is this coming from? The anger came from pain. The pain came from sadness. The sadness came from mistreatment and abuse. And the abuse came from the fact that sometimes life gives you a lot of fucking lemons. And the lemons aren't even lemons, they're just lemonades, right? They're like lemon grenades. They're grenades that spread out lemon juice and make everything sour and bitter. And you're just kind of having to figure out how not to get too much lemon grenades on you. It's a weird way to put it. Because I think we're all tired of, like, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. That's right, guys. Just keep making lemonade and everything will be just dandy. No, it won't. I know that y'all think that you're going to come through this window, but you are not. There are plants downstairs. Y'all can go elsewhere. You're not coming into my room with all that. Anyways, yeah, I have like a little patio where I'm at. And for whatever the reason, maybe bees and wasps and things like to try to get into my room. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Anywho, we talked about shadow work, right? It's important to love your badness, like the things you're not good at, work on the things that you need working on, and just give yourself that kudos and grace. Like, yo, I may not be perfect, but I'm doing really good so far. Give yourself a pat on the back. Now, satisfaction, let's get into it. We live in a world. I'm really, really going to be shitting on this world where I really have a lot to say. So, we live in a world, right, where we put happiness in temporary things. We put happiness in cars. We put happiness in money. We put happiness in homes. We put happiness in people. We put happiness in status. We put happiness in looks. We put happiness in this, that, and the third. And a lot of it is very temporary. All right? It's not going to last. Now let's be cute. When I say cute, I think it's like how some people say cheeky, right? Yeah. Let's be cute, right? Let's be smart asses for a moment. Let's pretend that this is like 1,000, American dollars. I have 1,000 USDs. And I rip this, right? I go over there, I rip this money, I go to the bank, I say, hey, can you please compensate this money it's ripped? They tape it back together, it has its value, right? Okay. Let's be even super cute. I burned $1,000, right? I have a video, I burn it up, it's ashes, I go over there. Can you please, this is $1,000, here's the video. Can I have money back to compensate for it? And they'll be like, it lost its value. You see how money can have value and lose it like this, right? Okay. Houses can get destroyed. Cars can be vandalized. There's always the newest and the biggest and the brightest thing. Every day. When it comes to people's appearance and looks, yeah, that may be aesthetically pleasing, but nobody's going to look this way. Like, look, despite the fact that me personally, I age really slow, okay? And I mean, like, if I told you guys pictures like when I was 19 versus now that I'm 30, right? You wouldn't know because I look exactly the same. That means I haven't aged in like almost 20 years or so. Which is, I mean, I guess, yay me, right? I'm the 1% that ages like a vampire, but like, looks aren't going to be that way. Anything can happen. I can get scratches on my face and get scars. I can have breakouts. I can go over there and get old and get wrinkly, right? The beauty is not going to last. The beauty is more of the inside, right? Eyes of the beholder, I think is what they say. Like beauty is in the eyes of the beholders, those who look upon someone's beauty. Because beauty may be either a physical sense, a mental, emotional, or mental sense, right? It can be a spiritual sense. They could just have a really pretty spirit. Um, my point in all this is that you should make your own happiness. Life is not worth, like, here's the thing, life is not about having a perfect life. We're in this life to live, to experience the rawness of this life, okay? The good, the bad, the hardship, the glorious, the amazing, the threatening, the scary, like all of it, the good and the ugly and the bad. We're here to experience life as it is, as we are. We have to make memories. Memories that are good can last you a lifetime, even onto the next life. It can cause that much happiness and joy, and it can last that long. And even though bad memories are sucky, and we're all like, you know how I say, what I mean to say is that we're dealing with it the best way that we can, right? There are some bad memories, but there's also good memories that I hold on to. And I acknowledge that bad moments may feel like they last forever, but they're not permanent. There's always going to be something good happening too. And that's what life is. Satisfaction is experiencing it. Okay, you woke up today. You have air in your lungs, you have blood in your heart, you're moving, you're up, you're eating, you have a roof over your head, you have family, you have opportunities, you can go and get a lot of things done and see what today has to offer. Yes, life has lessons and blessings. Yes, the lessons suck. Okay, when I say lessons, I mean you go through hard times to learn something. Okay, and blessings come from people, situations, and things that lift you up. They take you to newer and brighter things, right? Okay. While we are learning how to satisfy ourselves with the good and the bad, balancing our shadow and light, and fusing them into one energy, we are going to be having new ideas on how we can get opportunities that work for us, that are reliable, balancing ourselves so that way we can be able to love ourselves and be able to be loved and accepted by others. And just new ideas in general, okay? Which is super fucking cute because the next theme is new ideas for July, August, and September. So we're definitely bringing in creativity. Tap into it, Gemini. You guys are very creative. You have the duality between your shadow and your light. So spiritual growth is right up your alley, baby. You're represented by twins, right? Libra is represented by a balanced beam or balanced scale, and Aquarius, you're represented by a pitcher, which means you represent the flow of energy and the flow duality. Okay? Libra, all about how to balance your duality and how to go over there and shift it. Okay? Depending on what you need. Gemini, dancing with your duality, having your goodness and your bad, and be able to make something new of it, and which ones to use in certain situations. The air sign is the signs of duality, mutability, and diversity. Tap into it, guys. Tap into it. I know I'm talking about Gemini, but I'm also saying, like, as as an air sign yourself, baby. Why are we running from our duality when we can embrace it and become something nice? So let's talk about a couple of these new ideas. Mm. Okay. Okay. Energy and disorganization. So we're having new ideas to balance our energy and not do dysfunctional things, okay? Not overwhelming ourselves, not carrying too much responsibility and debt, working on saving our money, and balancing our time. Fuss. Okay, let's get into it. So, while we are working on new ideas to handle dysfunctional energy and get ourselves more balanced, right? We are going to be focusing on strong belief, defense, and conviction. This means that you are tapping into your beliefs. Now, strong belief is not religious. You are not going to go over there next year and find God, all right? We're not going to go over there and find a religion. We're going to go over there and tap into our moral and character codes. Sorry, I lost my thought for a second. Yeah, I'm here now. I'm sorry. So, strong belief, defense, and conviction. Strong belief is normally all about character code and morals, okay? Like, for example, I don't believe in bigotry, okay? Granted, there's some things politically I don't like, and for the sake of not getting murked, right, or getting shots or sniped because of my opinions on certain things, I try to keep it to myself. Now, it's there on some people, but it's not there on everyone. Anyways, I'm not going to judge you by your political viewpoints. I am not going to judge you by your skin or your nationality. I'm not going to judge you on your sexuality or religious beliefs. All I care about is people's hearts, okay? Everybody can look the way they want to look and be who they want to be, so long as you're not hurting like children, right? You're not hurting children, you're not hurting animals, you're not hurting other people, and hopefully you're not hurting yourselves. We'll get along fine. I believe in loving everybody and giving everybody a chance. Now, whether I believe everybody's going to go over there and act right and have some common sense and do whatever right, I don't believe it. But I'll give you a chance. I'll try to give you a shot. And I'll be like, okay, well, whatever happens, happens. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is super gross. Okay. Um. Okay. Now I'm fine. Man, it's gonna be weird ass reading for you guys. I'm a little bit off of it. But yeah, you're having new ideas to balance dysfunctional energy. You guys are gonna be tapping into your character code, all right? What you believe, how you see the world, and how the world should be through your eyes. Now, you don't have to go over there and agree with everybody. Like some people, right, have nothing against people's sexuality. It may not be their cup of tea. They may not be about like two peaches loving each other or two pears loving one another. But they'll be like, look, if that makes you happy, you do you. Me personally, I support you, but I'm not part of that. I'm not part of the group. I'm not the community. But hey, whatever makes you happy, right? That doesn't mean that they're not open minded. They just are going to go over there and be honest. Like, hey, you have a supporter, but you don't have somebody that's going to join that. And it's all right. Okay, well, you believe in democracy. All right, well, I believe in, you know, theology. I believe that we should have a religious character doing it. But hey, that's okay. You can agree to disagree with people's viewpoints and ideas. You just can't go over there and make another person feel shitty. And another person should not make you feel shitty because of, like, oh my goodness, they don't see what I see. They don't do what I do. Listen here, sweet cheeks. Does any of us look the same? No. Do the trees all look identical? Are we living in a disordered utopia where everything is perfect and everybody looks the same and everybody dresses the same and there's no individuality or duality or whatever in this realm of reality we are living in? No, that means some people are just going to go over there and be a hissy fitter and some people are just going to go over there and walk away. Like, you don't have to make everybody happy. You can agree to disagree. You can go over there and have different viewpoints. You just can't control what other people have to do. We are not in that kind of reality, although sadly, some people have not gotten the message and decide to try to control every little thing. their way and finding out very harshly that that's not the way the world works. Now, speaking of that, understand that some people are not going to agree with the way that you think. That's okay. You're not supposed to be everybody's cup of tea because maybe you're not tea. Maybe you're champagne, you're bubbly, you're good for all occasions, you're the life of the party. Me personally, I see myself as a daiquiri. I'm a slushy with lots of alcohol and candies, like colorful rainbow treats and things like Skittles, Airheads, Pop Rocks, jelly beans. Yeah, I'm good for all occasions, the good and the bad. When sad, daiquiri. When happy, daiquiri. Right? Not everybody's a daiquiri, not everybody's champagne. That's on them, not you. All right? You're not here in this world to make everybody happy. Now, speaking of happiness, while we're tapping into our character code and tapping into new ideas that fit us and, tie things into new stuff, we're going to be able to have victory and achievement in the sense of this, okay? We're achieving our goals and we're having rest from action. We're saving enough money to where we can enjoy ourselves and not kill ourselves in the process because we're tying into our morals and we're making sure that we're organizing ourselves a lot better. Now, for October, November, and December, it's going to be weird because this is loss of opportunity, okay? So while you are losing opportunity, you're losing old opportunity that no longer works, okay? There's been new things on the way. You need to make room for the new things. That means you got to get rid of some old things that no longer serve you, no longer being used. Adapt, okay? Adapt, learn, evolve, and grow. This is not the time for you to be like, I don't think so. I don't think I can do it. I want the old stuff too. Listen, it's either this or that, baby. And if you're going to go back to the old ways, that means you're going to have to do the same old lessons. And we have just spent 9 months, nine, talking about how you are growing and evolving. We're not about to go over there because we are scared of new things on the way. We're just going to take a leap of faith, baby. You got to be like Spider-Man, okay? When Peter Parker told Miles Morales from Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, right? Because Miles was like, bro, how will I know when I'm ready? And Peter was like, bro, you're not going to know. You just got to take a leap of faith. You just have to go over there and give it a shot. That's all. All right? And see where it goes. I think that's the most scariest thing that I've kind of learned. Like doing these videos, right? And also just on my personal self. Trying new things is super uncomfortable, but you don't know. It could be really worth it. All right, so what are we letting go, baby? Ooh, we're having vulnerability. We're going to be open and honest with certain things that we can keep and certain things we need to let go. We definitely getting new opportunities. Let's go. New job, new relations, new home, new things. I told you, in order for you to get the new things, you gotta be letting go of the old. Let's go. All right, what's the outcome? Ho, 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 ho. Romance and new friendship. Okay. So while you guys are being open and honest with yourself and things that you are ready to accept and like be peace with, right? Letting go of things that no longer work for you and being able to move forward. You're going to get new opportunities. You are also going to be making new connections that will probably carry you guys onto 2027. Like, okay, bro. Because y'all have been making some moves for 2026. I don't think y'all just starting around October, November, and December being like, you know what? I've been single for a while. I think I'm ready to get back onto the market. You know what? I'm 2027. How you doing, bro? What's good? Right? I think either you guys, because on your love life, it is dependable and practical. So maybe with a new, for you guys who are in a relationship, maybe you guys are going to be thinking about, like, getting married, taking it up to the next step. For my single Gemini, maybe you guys will take the next step. But your partner, like the way that y'all love life was, I think if I read it correctly, was really good. Again, that's all in part one. But yeah, so we're making new connections. We're going after new things. And we're being open and honest with ourselves. And I think by being able to like let yourself be free inside and at least have that confidence of like, I know who I am, right? Like nobody can come up there and tell me who I am because I know me. I know who I am as Nyx R. Marikuma, right? I do. I know me. I'm still learning a lot about myself, obviously, but I'm confident in a lot of things that I do know, right? Like y'all can't come up to me and be like, "Oh, she's a menace." To who? I like to say that I have behaved myself this year. I haven't started any felonies. I thought about it. Some people, I'm just saying, like we all thought about, not being our healed versions of ourselves, but shit. No, I've been good this year. I can't tell you about last year, but I tried. Silliness aside though, yeah, October, November, and December, definitely be open and honest with yourself. Let go of old things that are no longer working for you. You're getting new opportunity on its way, and it may also come in with new connections, new friends, and romance. Get into it, Gemini. Get into it, baby. Let's go. All right. So we're going to talk about your problem. All right. The problem for 2026 that y'all going to be facing, failure to communicate. Y'all got to learn how to express yourself. Communication is key, baby. Why? Why is this the problem for my Gemini babies? Carrying burns responsibility and debt. I don't think you guys are expressing how much you do. Because this is also the same outcome for your family. Carrying burns responsibility and debt. Unlike the Nine of Hearts, which is all about being stressed out, overwhelmed, and just freaking out, right? Like you're just like, oh my God, oh my days, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I can try. Maybe I'm not. Maybe this is. Okay. This one is a stress of being just, you're doing too much. There's too much being put on you. You are handling way too much things, and you need to lighten the load. You're carrying this responsibility. You're going to work. You're going to school. You're going home. You have your relationship. You have your community. You have the church. You have all these things stretching you way too far. That's not healthy. You won't be able to speak your piece, baby. I was about to say you do need teamwork. Ask for help. You can still, like, here's the thing, okay? Because you and I, Gemini, we run on Mercury. We do. That's our ruling planet. That's the energy we bring to the table. All right. I also have you guys in my birth chart. So you can be an independent person, okay? You can be a badass queen, king, and royal in between. Baby, as it is meant to be, you can. But that does not mean that you can't go over there and have a good team to help you out. Sometimes I can do things on my own. Sometimes I need help. I need to be like, yo, I cannot do this on my own. Please, may you help me. Because me trying to do this thing on my own, bro, it's going to make me lose my mind. I'm going to lose my shit because I'm doing too much. I'm overwhelmed. I'm exhausted. And I'm still trying to do my best. And it's frustrating. And now I'm only human, man. I'm only human. I have, feelings and I have shortcomings. But like, can you imagine having to carry all that on your own and nobody is helping you? You're going to have a lot of resentment. You are, baby. You are. So please make sure you use teamwork to help you with this. Be able to communicate and tell people what you need. Failure to communicate means you're not talking, you're not expressing yourself. And either, like, here's the thing, either you're really bad at communication, which I think is like a small percent of you, but a majority of you guys have tried to ask for help, it didn't happen, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck you. All right? Fuck you, fuck all this shit. All right? I'm gonna do me. I would do it on my own because clearly that's the only way for me to do anything is to do it by myself on my own because nobody is competent enough. They don't have the common sense, the audacity or whatever to fucking help me. So what are we doing? You have to be able to say it. Some people don't know that you need help. Some people think you're okay with it. Some people will help you. Some people will not help you. Some people will try. Go for the people who will try and they give you their best and the ones who will help you. Now, the ones who are not caring and not doing whatever, fuck those people. They don't care. They're not worth your time. They already made their decision. So let them go over there to the other table and not be sitting with you. Again, the spiritual growth and satisfaction, like I was telling you, work on some things that you're not good at. If you're not good at communicating, again, work on it. If you feel bad for asking for help because you want to do it on your own or because you're scared, can you help me with this? I need assistance. Hey, can you give me a hand? I need this to be done. Do you mind, you know, assisting me with it? Yeah, I do need that. I do need help. Can you come over here and show me how to work this? Kate, can I ask you for something? How would you go about that? Just asking, because like I've been trying for a while and I don't know how to do it. So can you help me with this? Can you show me how to go about that way? Can you assist me? Can you lend me a hand? It's okay to ask for help, bro. It is. You're out here helping everybody. Why can't people help you? Like it goes both ways, baby. You feel me? Now, again, don't feel like you have to satisfy everybody. Satisfaction comes within. Enjoy good memories. Be grateful and mindful every day. Work on your insecurities. And also, be able to use teamwork and things. You're not supposed to carry all that burden. Spiritual growth again, but this time is for your solution. You're going to have to cut some people off. Emotional detachment and choices is going to be your solution. There are people who are not going to make it for 2026. There's people who are not going to make it for 2027. They're not going to join you to the next year after this year, okay? Cut the people out who are not worth being in your life. The liars, the deceivers, the manipulators, the narcissists, the sociopath, the psychopaths. Okay, the problematic, dramatic, traumatizing motherfuckers. Cut them all off. Is it easy? No. Do you want to be that person that goes over there and being like, oh yeah, I had to cut my mom off, I had to cut my dad off, I had to cut my, you know, fiance off or whatever? Yeah, no, it's not easy, but it's got to be done. You can't be around fake people. If they don't give you peace of mind, they're definitely not worth your time. You feel me, right? Oh man. All right. So, what is going to help you guys is that if they're narcissistic, okay, like I said, cut off the evil people, right? We talked about this like a few minutes back, maybe like 20 or so minutes back. Untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft, okay? If you're going to go over there and be a liar, a deceiver, a two-facer, a narcissist, a psychopath, a sociopath, a very aggressive, abusive, toxic person, we are not bringing them anymore. We are cutting them off. Cut this off. Because I promise you, when you cut this off, you're going to have a lot more blessings on your way. Because there's some people who are sucking you dry. Now, to top it, recuperation and recovery means taking your time, and getting your rhythm and your beat. It is important to make moves and go at a pace without going really fast and not thinking things through, or going so slow that you're not really doing anything. You know what I mean? It has to be a steady rhythm and a steady beat. So you're going to start off slow. As you're cutting people off, you're going to learn how to grieve for the relationship you wanted to have with them, learn to move on and be free. And then we're going to get ourselves back in the rhythm and beat. So for this year, 2026, right? It's 2025 right now, but for next year, 2026, is all about victory and achievements. Where is it coming from? Ooh. Managing not being overwhelmed by this, okay? Enjoying our life. Letting go of resentment and moving on. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of victory and achievements. You're just going to have to kind of grow a little bit to get it. Let me just have a good look at this so I can give you guys your summary. And then next up will probably be Libra, which I will probably do tomorrow. I got to cook a few things today, so. Yeah. So what I can say off of both parts, right, is that Gemini, don't be afraid. Like, here's the thing. This year is going to be a good year for you. However, you are going to be doing a lot of like letting people go. You're going to be finding your own strength and power. You're going to be dancing into your duality, your shadow and your light. You are obviously going to get a lot of like achieving goals and rest from actions, but you need to be able to go after the things that you want, try new opportunities and stuff, let go of the old stuff that no longer work for you, work in balancing your light and your shadow, and embrace yourself a lot more. You don't have to do everything. It's okay to ask for help and you can still be an independent person. But be with people that choose you, that are good for you. You know what I mean? All right. All in all, yeah. Again, if you guys are interested in having a year reading, whether it be 2026, 2025, or whatever year, right? Past, present, or future, up until January 9th of 2026, if you have MTN mobile money or Airtel, it can be 25K Uganda shillings. I have Airtel myself and I can be able to like accept MTN, Airtel, and mobile money. You can also get $20 for a year reading because we are celebrating 2 years of my business on January 8th and 1 year of YouTube that my business has been running on. So yeah, that being said, right, for $20, you can either do it on PayPal or Zelle because that's what I have. I have Airtel, PayPal, and Zelle for my form of payments. I will FaceTime you on Instagram, Facebook, or Snap. I am not active on Snapchat. I really only use Snapchat just to call people for readings, counseling sessions, and things of that nature. I am mainly on Instagram, and whatever I post on Instagram comes onto Facebook. But yeah, anyways, if you guys are not interested in a year reading, but you want to have your cards read for like maybe a love reading or something, right? It's $6 for love readings and other readings that you may have, questions on. My social media is on the description below. So please follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok. I love you guys very much. Slay today, be happy in the gate, and Gemini, remember, you deserve the best, not less, so don't settle for it. May 2026 bless you guys.